What a great card. They're talking about Paramount falling off, Paramount, the UFC don't care. And then you get a card like that, you need to mind your manners, especially people that I see from the business talking bad about the UFC, man. Like, this is still by far the greatest product there is when it comes to combat is a UFC, bar none. The lead, the hype up. I feel that they could do better, especially if they got more money, doing a little bit better in hype up and some promos, some old school style promos that they used to do, traveling the whole world, getting everybody excited about a fight. I think they have lost a little bit in that department as they're making this transition, but I think they're gonna end up catching up and doing better. But the fights, oh my gosh, did they deliver? The co-main event, Van versus Tatsuro, fight of the year so far, maybe. That might be because on a technical level, this was a really good fight. Action, pressing, superhero level. Like, these guys risked it all. And man, what a fight they gave us. And then it stops with a good finish. Like, wow, crazy fight. The main event, of course, Khamzat versus Strickland. Wow. I know a lot of you mad at me because I'm a not a fortune teller, truth teller. A lot of the body language, a lot of the things in the fights I had seen with like Usman and Gilbert led me also to believe that Sean was going to be a nightmare matchup for him. And I knew Sean is very hard to hold down. I just know this from seeing it myself in fights, seeing it in the training room. One of Sean's good friends and training partners and helped him out for this camp the more than anybody is Johnny Eblin, which is a very good friend of mine. And I've seen those guys go at it live when nobody's there and it's just us. And Strickland's not easy to hold down. He's just not, The way that he wrestles, the way that he gets up is very methodical. He doesn't waste a lot of energy. And you saw that because in the first round, though, he got controlled. Chimaev couldn't in the second round. And I think Strickland didn't even notice. He's going to look back at the tape and probably be like, man, I could have done a lot more damage or maybe finish him in the second. So I really think that he redlined himself, Chimaev, going into that second round. He was completely gassed. Both those takedowns both looked like very sloppy, horrible. Like he just bent at the waist and dove. And then he did the worst thing you could do is drop to your back, I think Sean maybe thought he was going to get swept or something. But I wish Sean would have opened up then because I think Chimaev was really, really tired. But to say that, though, that Chimaev got off from there and then fought 2-3 rounds on his feet is very impressive, too. So I am going to give him props on that it didn't go his way that he wanted to and obviously just grapple the whole night and dry hump. He actually stood up on his feet and started throwing leather, So I really hats off for that he fought like a man. And when he got tired, and that's usually when people won't fight like a man. So very interesting about Chimaev that he was able to turn that gear on. I love it. I hope he does that more because it'll only make his wrestling that much better, And as entertainment value as a fighter, that's what we want to see. We want to see that violence. We want to see a separation of the guys. You're hitting that guy in the face and he's not hitting you, and you're making a clear distinction of who's better when you're doing all this wrestling stuff and you're not doing damage. It's like, all right, you got some good positions, but, at the same way, you're doing everything in your power to neutralize the fight for the both of you. Because if you're not doing damage in a fight, you have to be going for submissions actively or something like that, So I like to see a fight that there's control and there's damage, So I'm glad that this fight gave us what we needed. What a fight. I think a great fight. If Josh Van versus Tatsuro wasn't on there, Dom, I think there probably would have been fight of the night. Sean Strickland has to go down as a Hall of Famer and as an all-time great. Not just what. Let's take a little step back. Even before, he got the belt, he's had some amazing performances, throughout his career. He fought at 170. He was cutting a little bit too much weight. He came up. He really started showing out, finishing guys, setting himself up for success, separating himself from the pack by his fight style. He would finish guys, and he has a good finishing range. He's beaten a lot of up-and-coming guys. He beat a lot of established guys, and he beat a lot of guys he probably should have never beat, right? Does everybody remember when he first fought Izzy? Izzy was just coming off knocking out Alex Pereira in the first round in Miami. Knocked him dead. Nobody's giving Sean Strickland a chance. I'm one of these guys that's a huge Sean fan, but I didn't give him a chance on the Izzy fight. I thought Izzy stylistically was a nightmare match for him. Izzy's going to low kick him to death, and then start landing the hands and then go back to the low kicks and then eventually with a high kick he's going to finish was one of my big ways that I saw it planning out. And Sean went out there and took over the fight, almost finished him in the first round. It was just crazy to see. But everybody's with me, I think, when I say this. Sean was not probably supposed to win that fight and wins it. How much more likely was he not supposed to win against Khamzat? When the lights turn on, this guy wakes up. That's when he comes alive. That's when he fights. Props to Strickland. I think he's one of the best middleweights, period. I don't care that he got his butt whooped against DDP, the second one. I don't know what was wrong with Strong, that one. Maybe he was overtrained, maybe bad strat. I don't know. But you still got to put this guy in the Hall of Fame at 185 because what he's done there twice is amazing. It's crazy, you know. And I had a lot of insider information of Strickland, so I kind of felt like I knew a lot of things about Strickland. Like I knew how hard it is to control this guy, to stay on top of him. So that was a big reason why I was betting against him against Chimaev, because Chimaev is phenomenal with the wrestling. But what I've always said is that he doesn't have that grit. He doesn't have that heart. If somebody wrestles back into him, he's not going to be able to keep that pace. And Sean just solidified everything I ever said, you know. It's no diss on him. It's just the truth. You know, it's hard to keep that pace. It's hard to go, and there's only few guys that could do that. Guys like Khabib, guys like Makhachev that could keep taking you down and putting that pressure up. And when you stand back up, they're going to do it again. They have a different type of grit. You know, I saw it in the Usman fight. Chimaev doesn't have that grit, you know. He's still one of the world's best right now. But that's a different grit to keep that pace up, especially for the big boys. It's always tough for the big boys at those weights. So props to Strickland. Who the f is Strickland going to fight next? Everything is like a rematch. Whoever he fights next is basically like a rematch, you know?
I would like to see Sean maybe against a Joe Pyfer or a Kyle.
Oh, wait up. Joe Pyfer's nasty. He deserved. You got to talk about Joe in the mix because he got the easy win. Joe's a beast, you know? Another American. Joe against Sean would be damn nuts. Wow. But that needs to be for a title. So maybe he's not the next title fight, but he's right there in the mix. Maybe I called it last time. Pyfer versus Fluffy be a good one too. Pyfer versus Chimaev. They sometimes do that. They want to fast track a guy. You know? Let's put Pyfer in there against Chimaev. Bobby Green has found the time machine. Because damn, this guy looked good. He made Jeremy look like they weren't in the same league. And Jeremy's good. Jeremy's dangerous. Jeremy still has a lot of power. Wow, what a performance from King Green. That was impressive. Shout out to King Green. Wow. I thought the fight could go both ways. I could see King Green winning. I could see Jeremy winning. But I was kind of leaning towards Jeremy, you know, because of the power that he has, you know. And, wow, King Green looked amazing, spectacular. Shout out to him. OG's been doing it for a while. Since I was in Strike Force. This guy was with me in Strike Force. This is crazy, man. Crazy to see. Oh, Sean Brady, Buckley. Damn, my bad to everybody I let down in that Buckley fight. I thought Buckley was just going to open up first 2-3 minutes and just get the job done. But I think Buckley was a little hesitant on the feet, kind of waiting for Sean to get into his legs, for him start opening up, which led to him just getting taken down. You know, Buckley was just waiting too much. He's a hell of an athlete and a good finisher. So I think he just made a tactical mistake there, and that's it. Once Sean got that first takedown and got that positioning, Sean knew, like, I'm so much better on the ground than this guy. I'm not going to let him get up no matter what. And then all his takedowns also look spectacular. Great timing. Were very explosive, running double legs. A couple of them caught some kicks. He looked phenomenal, Sean. But the only thing I would say is that it also showed that though he mounted a guy for 7 minutes, he doesn't have finishing power. You know, he couldn't create a finish with a submission or a punch. And props to Buckley because he was just getting eaten alive. Literally, he was getting punched on for several minutes and he never quit. He made it very tough, but technically he wasn't sound there. You know, he didn't know how to get out of those positions. He was just stuck in that position, and it just showed that Brady has great control, but he does need to work on that damage. If you want people talking about you, you either need to submit him or knock him out. And I'm always going to say and sound, you know, like a broken disc, but it's the truth. You know, you want title shots, people want all this stuff. You got to go out there and finish people. You're in the position with a guy's back or mounted that long, and you're not raining down elbows trying to finish him. You know, you gotta adjust some things. But I'm a big Sean Brady fan. I like it. I love his jiu-jitsu's next level. You know, just gotta get a little bit more dangerous so you can get the masses behind you. Waldo, my boy Waldo came up short. Very, very good fight. Volk did his job. He stayed right on the outside. Leg kicked him when he had to, then went high kick. Won a couple exchanges with the hands. Actually hurt Waldo pretty bad at one moment. Waldo also got his shots in. It was a close fight, but you know, Volk did his thing. You can't take it from him. I think Waldo will be back. He'll be stronger than ever when he comes back. He's learning. Every fight I see him, he's improving on. But now he maybe adds a couple more things to his repertoire because he's got a phenomenal 1-2. Maybe he can add, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that just to complement that 1-2. But Volk showed his experience. I wonder what they're going to do with Volk. That's the next question because he's fought a lot of these top guys already. Are they going to have him fight Pereira? Are they going to have him fight Volk versus Tom Aspinall? Let's book that, you know. Let's get Tom in there already. This is crazy. Supposed to be one of the best athletes we got at the heavyweight division. You know, I want to see him back in there as long as his eye's good, of course, because I don't know if his eye's fully healed already or not. But you know, I want to see Tom back in there already. That was it, everybody. You know, we got some picks wrong, but on PrizePicks we got them all right. You know, because I did bet Waldo would get a certain amount of strikes over. Boom, he hit that. And with Strickland, we hit that bet as well. So you're welcome to those that did follow me on PrizePicks and tell me you're welcome. So everybody, thank you for tuning in. Wow, what a card. We also had, how many views are we at right now? Between Full Send, MMA, my little channel. We got 545 total views. Thank you each and every one of you for tuning in. We love you straight up from Death Row. It's going to be a movie. We're going to have numerous fighters, guest stars.